I didn't necessarily believe in myself, back then, but I believed in my records. Basically what I did, I never listened to anyone. When it works, it's the best feeling in the world, really. Forces you to be creative in the moment, because you cannot loop,
Hi, thank you so much for coming. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So you were a little bit late today, but you had a really great reason.
A little bit. I'm never late. Almost. But today I got my record, Uppers and Downers #4. Can I show it to the camera?
Please.
Here, take this pill. It was supposed to come out in May, but it was just tiny bit delayed.
And you said, when we were just getting ready, that you don't have management, which really surprised me, because I feel like I know up-and-coming DJs who have 4 managers and 4 bookers.
Oh, wow.
So I was
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, and I find that super cool, actually, that you're still managing all of this stuff by yourself.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, but also at the same time, I feel like I'm a pretty unique artist with how my career went and what I did. I never listened to anyone. I was I know it in my heart. When I started DJing, I only had 30 records, and I was already playing everywhere in Berlin, and I would have to do the track list, because with 30 records you cannot improvise for 2 hours. So I would be these are the best records in the world. I was I believed in it, and if someone didn't agree with me, I would be it's okay, you can be wrong, I don't mind. So when you present, I didn't necessarily believe in myself, back then, but I believed in my records, in every second of it. And then when you present them with so much passion and faith and enthusiasm also, you can convince everyone, these are the best records, I'm sorry.
There's something so pure about that. If the music is good enough, and I was in one of your earlier interviews, you said something I don't need effects or anything. I'm just mixing these amazing records together, and there doesn't need to be any smoke and mirrors or hocus pocus. I don't need to push a bunch of buttons. This is just amazing music, and that speaks for itself.
Yeah, I also always try to find really special tunes that are doing a lot on their own, that there is a lot of maybe crazy drum rolls, or acid and another acid line and the third acid line, and then some crazy bass line, and or maybe it's going faster and slower, So when there is so much going on, you don't need to add filters or anything really, and it's a bit counterproductive. It's a bit too much already when I play all this acid. And it's just a bit too much to add also filters on top. And also I honestly don't like it. I would rather find a record that does all of it on its own, so I don't have to do anything besides mixing and putting them together in a special way. So that was my approach to DJing always. I'm not sure if it's the correct one, but since I didn't listen to anyone, here I am.
It was a talking point kind of earlier in your career that you didn't produce, and you went on the record about this being fuck it, but also you said I don't feel ready to do that. I died at that first EP, and you've just released your second EP, right?
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you felt pressure for the debut to be so perfect, because you were already such an established DJ.
I know you're not supposed to say about yourself, but honestly, I always have a feeling that with music, I feel whatever I'm doing, I feel it's not even me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even me. It's just coming through.
It's a larger force. How did producing this compare with Ruby's Acid Spa? Was it harder?
Doing the first release was not so much pressure, but the second one was.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
Because of that, I procrastinated a bit, and then I had to rush it because I wanted to release it before summer. So it was a little bit it was way more overthinking than the first one. But in the end, I'm quite happy with it. Can I put it here for display? Do you have anything to promote for yourself?
Yeah,
we should make
just me, my face. Hello, sponsor our channel. Buy the record and sponsor the channel. Thank you very much.
Sponsor the channel.
Yeah,
oh my
but I want to talk to you about playing vinyl because I noticed a post of yours, I think it was end of 2024, and you said, was so close to quitting playing vinyl. I was going to make the transition over, and then I had this amazing gig, and it changed my mind. Okay, I would love to hear more about why you were about to quit. And
because I've had enough. I was like, you know, when you put so much effort, so like digging for records, buying records. Most of my records are like from the 90s. They're not even like available, like, I don't know, on Beatport or Bandcamp or anything like that, because I really dig a lot of those like unknown 90s gems. Some of them are not even like on the internet, not even on YouTube, you know? Then carrying the records, I also live top floor, no elevator. So it's a little bit heavy. And then you come to the club, and sometimes like the technician is like, doesn't know how to, never worked with the vinyl setup, and they will connect the turntables into like line output for CDJ, so stuff like that. And there is no knowledge, no appreciation. It's like, I did all this extra work. Can you like watch a 10-minute YouTube tutorial on how to plug turntables? You know, so I don't have to do it myself. I was just like done mentally, physically, you know, exhausted. All of those like carrying the records, and often I cannot, like, sometimes I had to like just switch to digital, which I prefer not to do, but sometimes there is no other choice. And yeah, I was just like, it's too much. I was like, I'm done. Why the fuck am I doing it? Like, why am I doing it to myself, you know, first of all? And then I played this show where like, a gig in a club for this amazing party. It's called Origins. They do a lot of parties in London, and they've been booking me since like many years. And yeah, the turntable setup was amazing. When I came to the sound check, the technicians, I knew they were even excited. They were like, yeah, finally we get to set up vinyls. And I'm like, yes, they know what they're doing. And you know, you then can just be super creative with your set in the moment, because you are not struggling like, oh, there is delay between like headphones and monitors, or there is like one side is jumping, or there is a feedback. You just like play, and during those times I'm like, oh, I am actually like, you know, mixing really quickly and beat matching, and then I can be just creative. Maybe the record is running out and I'm already about to mix the next one, and then I'm like, no, wait, I know the other one that fits better. And I would just do it on the go in like 15 seconds, you know, and like do a fast cut. And yeah, and when things like that happen, I'm like, no, I still want to play vinyl. I know why I'm doing it.
I mean, the number one question on my mind
yes,
is playing vinyl really worth it?
I mean.
No, and let me say, I have so much respect for this, but shout out to FKA M4A, who is one of our Hausverbot, who has been on this.
I saw.
They said, I think vinyl DJs should get paid triple what digital DJs get paid, and that has stuck in my head.
Right now, the scene is like catering to
digital,
to digital, like a lot. So you have to get like really a lot out of your way to like, also, you know, I come for the sound check. Sometimes the sound check lasts like 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, you know, could be. Sometimes it's quick, but sometimes it can be long. And then maybe I haven't slept since the night before, and I still come to the sound check instead of having this nap. Carrying is heavy, you know. I'm not like a really big person, so it's like quite heavy, like physically. And but in the end, when it works, it's the best feeling in the world, really. And then it also forces you to be creative in the moment, because you cannot loop, you know. God. So you just have to like be in it, and you have to make those choices like real quick, you know, like you just like look for the record and you're like, this one, and and go with it.
People who are playing vinyls, like on a lineup, I think it should be like vinyl. Like I think it needs to be like we need to acknowledge that this person is doing something so much harder and like so much more work is going into it. Like I think there should be more communication in the industry around like who's playing vinyl and who's not, because it deserves.
I mean, honestly, I'm not like this person that will like jerk off on like vinyl only.
Yeah.
Like, play music in the way that, like, for me, if I'm dancing, which I love. When I'm dancing, for me, what matters is like play good music that I enjoy, and I don't care how you do it. But when I see someone playing it on vinyl, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
I don't have, I'm happy with whatever way people choose to do it.
Yeah.
I just feel like, geez, like I just am like, that's so much work, you know? And I feel like people,
It is a
there
lot
should
of
just
work.
be more communication around it. Because also if you're just partying and you're not paying attention to like what's going on in there,
Yeah.
you're just like sick music and you don't know how people are mixing. I mean, depending on, if you're a DJ and you're at the club, yes, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're just an everyday raver, such as myself.
Everyday raver.
I know, that would be
It should be like a DJ name.
everyday
When you
raver.
start DJing, it's your DJ name.
Oh my God. You never know, okay? You never know. And you went to business school, right? Which is
Oh
such
my
a fun
God.
piece of lore.
Why did I do that?
That's why you manage yourself, because you went to business school and you're like, I'm a one-woman business. Love that.
Businesswoman.
You are a
At his service.
businesswoman.
Now, like, I understand that because of like being very neurodivergent, and you know, you just come off a bit differently. You feel like, oh, something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with me. Why can't I be normal? Why can't I be? It was also in my mind since I was a child. I was like trying to pretend to be normal. You know, I was like looking at others. It's funny, even when I started DJing, because like it's like a creative field, but still you're like kind of allowed to be like unique and like maybe only on Instagram, unique and edgy. But in real life, if you're too unique and edgy, people will also be a bit like, oh, she's to this, she's to that, you know? And
Do you get that? Like,
also all the time, oh, she's so
Really?
rude. And I'm like, what did I say? I just said things directly. It's a bit weird with being on autism spectrum that people will bulldozer through your like what is acceptable for me or like for anyone else, you know. And if you are reacting, they would be like, get over it, or like, oh, she's so rude, you know. So they are okay with breaking your rules, but God forbid you break theirs.
I feel like there are a lot of neurodivergent DJs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think
definitely.
I've interviewed more neurodivergent DJs than non-neurodivergent
Definitely,
DJs.
yeah.
But do you feel like there's something about the profession of DJing that is like maybe makes it a natural place for people who are neurodivergent?
There is something to like being in control of what you're doing. You're like fully in control. You control your schedule. You control when you're playing. You like agree to gigs. You don't agree to gigs. You know. I mean, this job is really tough, but at the same time, you're like working on your own, which is like for me, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Very often when I tell people that I want to do this or that, and everyone's like, oh, it's really hard, or you need to, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, for you. You know, when I started DJing, everyone's like, well, you can't become a career DJ without productions. Like, it's impossible. And I'm like, yeah, for you.
Yeah, fuck off. But that was such a different, like, I mean, it was mostly probably straight white guys who were like industry dudes.
Yeah.
Like telling you like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
joke's
like,
on them.
Well, someone once came to me saying like, after my set, like, oh, like you mix like a guy because girls can't mix. Someone literally said it to me when I just started. And then like you're in this position of like, do I yell at this headliner or like, do I just say nothing and like nod and just never speak to them again? You know, it's like a bit, it was not the best.
That is so disturbing. God, RIP to those times, to that chapter of dance music history. So, with every artist we break for a game, sometimes they're well-known games, other times I make them up, and I made one up for you, which is called Doctor's Orders. What is the best medicine for feeling lonely?
Well, you know, feeling lonely is like we're all lonely. We're all alone. And in this economy, being alone, it's also a privilege.
That's true.
You know,
Wow.
like not everyone can afford living alone and stuff. So for feeling lonely, I would say just like enjoy it. But also if you feel like really lonely, the best thing is to go dance.
Yeah.
Dancing, I dance at home every day.
Really?
Yeah, I have like pink light, I play records and I dance every day.
What is the best medicine for feeling overwhelmed?
Hardcore. No, for real. You listen to hardcore and it's like a bitch slap for your brain. Like, tsh.
That is a great way to describe
That
it.
machine is my to-go-to. I feel overwhelmed at the airport or anywhere. Headphones, noise cancelling headphones, that machine. Like cures my autism each and every time.
What is the best medicine for feeling uninspired?
Oh, to lay low.
Really?
I think so. If you're feeling uninspired, how can you push it?
Yeah, just chill.
You know, you just like can chill, do your things, like don't force it, don't feel. If you're stressing about being uninspired, you're going to be uninspired for way longer. So it's counterproductive. So if you're like, okay, I'm going to just like lay low and like not do much and just like chill, then it will come naturally. I think so.
So don't try and get inspired. What is the best medicine for feeling insecure?
I would say learn one thing to do really well. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what. Doesn't have to be too complicated. Can be like something super simple. Can be like anything really. But this feeling of like knowing how to do something really well, you know, it gives you this like, I got this. And then like apply it to everything else. You can grow your confidence from there, you know, because if you feel insecure, you need to feel confident about something just to know this feeling. And once you know this feeling, it kind of like grows on you. That's how it worked for me.
That's
you know?
a really good prescription, actually.
Yeah. I am a doctor for a reason.
Actually, you are. But last question.
Yeah.
So the doctor part of it all, is that because you started DJing when you were recovering from this accident and you were like in hospitals and stuff? Or
No, I just thought it sounds like cool and badass. Okay. I was like, yeah, I call myself a doctor. And I did not know. And now everyone is like, oh, you are a doctor. I'm like, yes, I am. I just didn't know it. But I think it's because I have like a bit like unconventional way of thinking. So I can like always suggest something that people would like never thought about or like give it an interesting perspective.
If you had to play a song at this after hour right now, I said like, get the party started. Let's go. What would you play?
After party?
Like
after
here
hour?
right now.
I think to get the after party started, I think I would play something housey. You know, like, do you know the song, I'm lonely and I need to be with someone tonight?
No.
It's Holly P. Monroe. It's like a pretty famous tune. And actually it's like so groovy and it's also light and there is acid in it, of course.
Of course.
And their vocals, so it's like easygoing. People connect to that. I feel like with this you can start an afters.
That's the best recipe for starting
Yeah.
an after.
Yes.
Yay!